I'm making this randomly after having watched a video by Sissy Jesus, who made a second one. It's basically a part 2 to Nobody's Home. And if anyone hasn't seen that, watch that before listening to this, and also listen to the second one. Because it's important. Because he basically uncovered a whole botnet of about 60,000 bots all day. I didn't get that pronouns actually, my bad. I'll just say they. This research and discovery is just insane. It got me thinking as well, because Uncle Dave made a video recently about teamwork is an illusion in TF2, and I'm thinking, yeah, but no. It's kind of like in the middle there, because it is sort of an illusion for most of the match, which is his point, but you have to teamwork to win most of the time. Even then, it comes down to skill, and that's one of the biggest problems with TF2 actually. And this brings into question the point that I've come to make here. And admittedly it's a quick point, I haven't thought it through a lot. I literally just thought of it 5 minutes ago. But TF2 is not actually a game. And the more I step back from it and look at it and compare it to other games I've played, like Final Fantasy XIV, which is pretty good so far, other than the crafting system, which is abysmal. At times anyway. It's not always abysmal. And it just gets me thinking, like, why didn't I buy dodo feathers on the market? Anyway, just random thought came to my head fucking again. That's coming up in a video. I got fed up with the crafting and went out farming for dodo feathers. Anyway, yeah, when I look at TF2 and the state of it now, and also what Reddit says, I'm seeing more and more that it's just no longer a game. It's more like a TV series. Like, it's not even about the game anymore, it's just about the mercenaries and basically the goofy shit, the goofy theme of the game. Because the gameplay can only do so much. Let's be honest about that. The game is, I don't know how many years, 15 or 16 years old now. Technically more, because of how long it's been in development. Hopefully it would have been worth the wait, but it hasn't been. And it frustratingly just falls behind. And what I'm struggling to really realise here is, how can people say this is an enjoyable game anymore? I'm pro Rufix TF2 because I think it's important to preserve games and also have it in a playable state. And it just gets to that point where a game is so old that it just feels no longer redeemable. Which is why I'm encouraging a new tag, which is basically play other games instead of TF2. It's not really a hashtag. But I think that's important because you definitely can't enjoy yourself when you're playing a game you can't enjoy anymore. I may be missing something, but that's how I see it. And it's also sad because I grew up playing TF2. I have as much reason as anybody else to want the game to succeed and be enjoyable. But it's not, and that's partly why I quit actually. And also this expectation where players need to be something is not helpful. But it just enforces that toxic mentality, and I've talked about this a lot before. How toxicity essentially ruins games and their communities. And it has, lo and behold. It's happened to TF2 ever since the Media Match update. Because players are trying to be something, it ends up becoming like an arms race, I guess. And again, tying into the title of the video, there's also the fact that depending on how many hours you have and how much skill you have from that, that will decide the fate of the match usually. I've certainly been against players who just seem too good not to be cheating, and in cases they're not actually cheating. And I'm playing with 5,000 hours on it plus, and I mainly play like Soldier, Demo, Heavy, and Medic, that's it. For some reason I forgot. I also play Engineer a bit more. And they're enjoyable-ish classes because I know how to play them. What the frustrating thing is when skill determines how well you do and how well the enemy team does. And I play at a disadvantage purposely, so matches not only last longer, but I'm also creating a fair match. As fair as moments as possible. So, yeah. I also don't see many players doing that, let alone encouraging that. And that's pretty sad, to be honest, because there's potential. What else? Oh, yeah, so because these botnets were discovered, and how all the bots anyway are traders, and not necessarily aimbot and stuff in like matches disrupting them, it goes to show that TF2 is not really about being a game anymore. And I think I've known this all the time anyway, it's just balanced cash cow. A bit like Dota and CSGO and CS2, I mean. What the fuck is that name anyway? No idea why they changed that, anyway. But they're just cash cows now, and that's not good for a game. It's not healthy. Even look at a game like Valorant, which is stupidly overpriced for the microtransactions in it. That game literally only exists to sell skins and also install Chinese spyware, apparently. I just don't like it really. That's a competitive fucking shooter, and the competitive shooters are notably not very fun. They're fun to watch, but not fun to play. That's again the problem with TF2, and also relating to the video that Uncle Day made. One of the reasons players try to extend the matches is because the gameplay of TF2 is so quick. Things could change just in like one random crit or maybe like a good 3-second push. Like it's so quick that you have to register it all. And that becomes overwhelming for players. It's even overwhelming for me because I don't know what to do exactly in all these situations. Like, sure, I have learning difficulties, but I do have a good understanding of the game. And there have been actually situations where I just couldn't figure out what to do. Many matches on Dust Bowl, which I've since given up because it sucks. Trying to think, payload matches have been a problem, control point as well. It's just a mixture of things, and with the entire like hack economy and stuff, I'm surprised Google's reviews haven't been reviewed on them. Look for the logo. Let's put on the thumbnail. Anyway. So yeah, like the other thing is it's just an economy. It's an economy game, not a first person shooter. So this becomes a huge issue. Like, I don't know how people don't see this, and this is why players are saying not to buy anything from the game anymore until Valve fixes it. So, really, that's really the best option we have. I don't see any other way of fixing TF2. But again, a thing that needs fixing that really hasn't been realised is our minds. They just need fixing themselves. Like, play other games, step outside or something, like do something that isn't TF2, and you'll see what you're missing out on. That's what I realised when I stopped playing it. And also there's just so much more that could be done, so much better things. And I realised how unhappy I was playing TF2. It was only until I stopped playing that I realised it. So yeah. I'm trying to think, is that all I've got to say? I think it is. Not 100% sure actually. The point is that the more I question, the more I realise TF2 is just not a game anymore. It's just a market, and that's all it is. And you see this all the time with like SFM videos, which I watch myself from time to time anyway. And also the select few, because I feel select few actually do it well. Some are just kind of cliche, to be honest. I like the ones that are just bizarre as fuck, like Electro, 64 bars. And there's ST Black, is his name? Their name? I don't know. That's sort of only TF2 content I enjoy. That's all of the game itself. When the game is good. Yeah. Just to know what people think. I'll end it now. See you another time.